Fact 1. The science of color perception. Color, that vibrant aspect of our visual experience, is not an inherent property of objects, but rather a product of the interaction between light, the human eye, and the brain. Understanding the science of color perception reveals the intricate mechanisms that allow us to perceive the world in a kaleidoscope of hues. Light, a form of electromagnetic radiation, is composed of different wavelengths. Each wavelength corresponds to a different color. The visible spectrum, the portion of the electromagnetic spectrum that humans can see, ranges from about 400 nanometers, violet, to about 700 nanometers, red. When light strikes an object, some wavelengths are absorbed while others are reflected. The color that we perceive is determined by the wavelengths that are reflected. For example, a red apple appears red because it absorbs most wavelengths of light except for red, which it reflects. The human eye contains specialized cells called photoreceptors that are responsible for detecting light. There are two main types of photoreceptors: rods and cones. Rods are highly sensitive to light and are responsible for vision in low light conditions. Rods do not distinguish between different colors. Cones are less sensitive to light than rods, but they are responsible for color vision. There are three types of cones, each of which is sensitive to a different range of wavelengths. Short wavelength cones, blue; medium wavelength cones, green; and long wavelength cones, red. When light strikes the retina, the rods and cones send signals to the brain. The brain interprets these signals to create our perception of color. Color vision deficiencies, such as color blindness, occur when one or more types of cones are missing or malfunctioning. The most common type of color blindness is red-green color blindness, in which the individual has difficulty distinguishing between red and green. Color perception is not simply a matter of the physical properties of light and the physiology of the eye. It is also influenced by our experiences, our culture, and our emotions. For example, the color blue is often associated with sadness, while the color red is often associated with passion or anger. The science of color perception has many practical applications. It is used in art, design, advertising, and medicine. For example, artists use their knowledge of color perception to create visually appealing works of art. Designers use color to create products that are both functional and aesthetically pleasing. Advertisers use color to influence consumer behavior. Doctors use color to diagnose and treat diseases. Color perception is the result of light interacting with the eye and brain. Different wavelengths of light correspond to different colors. The eye contains rods for low light vision and cones for color vision. There are three types of cones sensitive to blue, green, and red. The brain interprets signals from these cells to create color perception, which is also influenced by experiences and culture. Fact 2. The science of sleep. More than just rest. Sleep, that daily sojourn into the realm of unconsciousness, is far more than just a period of rest. It's a fundamental biological process, crucial for our physical and mental well-being. During sleep, our bodies and minds engage in a complex series of processes that repair tissues, consolidate memories, and prepare us for the challenges of the day ahead. Understanding the science of sleep can help us optimize our sleep habits and improve our overall health. Sleep is characterized by distinct stages, each with its own unique brainwave patterns and physiological characteristics. These stages cycle throughout the night, with each cycle lasting approximately 90 to 120 minutes. The first stage of sleep is NREM, non-rapid eye movement, stage 1. This is a transitional stage between wakefulness and sleep. During NREM 1, brainwave activity slows down and muscles relax. You may experience hypnic jerks, sudden muscle contractions that can startle you awake. NREM stage 2 is a deeper stage of sleep, characterized by further slowing of brainwave activity and the appearance of sleep spindles and K-complexes, bursts of electrical activity in the brain. Body temperature drops and heart rate slows down. NREM stage 3 is the deepest stage of sleep, often referred to as slow-wave sleep or delta sleep. During NREM 3, brainwave activity is dominated by slow, high-amplitude delta waves. This is the stage when the body repairs tissues, builds bone and muscle, and strengthens the immune system. It is also the most difficult stage to be awakened from. REM, rapid eye movement. Sleep is a unique stage of sleep characterized by rapid eye movements, increased brain activity, and muscle paralysis. During REM sleep, brainwave activity is similar to that of wakefulness. Heart rate and breathing become irregular. This is the stage when most dreaming occurs. The function of sleep is multifaceted. One of the primary functions of sleep is to restore and repair the body. During sleep, the body releases growth hormone, which promotes tissue repair and muscle growth. Sleep also allows the immune system to replenish its resources and fight off infections. Sleep is also crucial for cognitive function. During sleep, the brain consolidates memories, transferring information from short-term memory to long-term memory. Sleep also improves attention, concentration, and decision-making. Sleep deprivation can have a wide range of negative consequences on physical and mental health. Chronic sleep deprivation can increase the risk of obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. It can also impair cognitive function, mood, and immune function. The amount of sleep we need varies from person to person, but most adults need around 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. Children and adolescents need even more sleep. There are several things we can do to improve our sleep habits. Establishing a regular sleep schedule, creating a relaxing bedtime routine, and avoiding caffeine and alcohol before bed can all help promote better sleep. The science of sleep is a complex and fascinating field. By understanding the processes that occur during sleep, we can optimize our sleep habits and improve our overall health and well-being. Getting enough quality sleep is essential for living a healthy and fulfilling life. Sleep is essential for physical and mental restoration, involving distinct stages, NREM 1 to 3 and REM. It repairs tissues, consolidates memories, and strengthens the immune system. Sleep deprivation has serious health consequences. Establishing a regular sleep schedule and good sleep habits are crucial for overall well-being. It's a time of deep biological activity, far more important than simply switching off. Fact 3. The intricate world of the human microbiome. The human body, far from being a solitary entity, is a bustling ecosystem teeming with trillions of microorganisms, including bacteria, viruses, fungi, and archaea. This vast community of microbes, collectively known as the human microbiome, plays a vital role in our health and well-being. Exploring the intricate world of the human microbiome reveals a complex and fascinating partnership between humans and microbes. The human microbiome is incredibly diverse, with different microbial communities inhabiting different parts of the body, such as the skin, gut, mouth, and respiratory tract. Each of these microbial communities is adapted to the unique environment of its location and plays a specific role in maintaining health. The gut microbiome, in particular, is the subject of intense research. The gut is home to trillions of bacteria, representing hundreds of different species. These bacteria perform a variety of essential functions, including digesting food, synthesizing vitamins, training the immune system, and protecting against pathogens. The gut microbiome helps us digest complex carbohydrates, such as fiber, that our bodies cannot break down on their own. The bacteria in our gut ferment these carbohydrates, producing short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs, such as acetate, propionate, and butyrate. SCFAs are a major source of energy for the cells lining the colon, and they also have anti-inflammatory and immune-modulating effects. The gut microbiome also synthesizes essential vitamins, such as vitamin K and certain B vitamins. These vitamins are important for blood clotting, energy metabolism, and nerve function. The gut microbiome plays a crucial role in training the immune system. From birth, our immune system learns to distinguish between harmless microbes and harmful pathogens. The gut microbiome helps to educate the immune system, ensuring that it responds appropriately to different types of microbes. The gut microbiome also protects us against pathogens. The bacteria in our gut compete with pathogens for resources and produce antimicrobial substances that kill or inhibit the growth of harmful microbes. Disruptions to the gut microbiome, known as dysbiosis, have been linked to a wide range of health problems, including inflammatory bowel disease, IBD, obesity, diabetes, allergies, and even mental health disorders. Factors that can disrupt the gut microbiome include antibiotics, diet, stress, and environmental exposures. Antibiotics, in particular, can have a devastating effect on the gut microbiome, killing off both beneficial and harmful bacteria. There are several things we can do to promote a healthy gut microbiome. Eating a diet rich in fiber, fruits, and vegetables provides fuel for beneficial bacteria. Probiotics, which are live microorganisms that can be consumed in food or supplements, can help to restore the balance of the gut microbiome. Prebiotics, which are non-digestible carbohydrates that promote the growth of beneficial bacteria, can also be helpful. The human microbiome is a dynamic and complex ecosystem that plays a vital role in our health and well-being. By understanding the intricate interactions between humans and microbes, we can develop new strategies for preventing and treating disease. The human microbiome, a vast community of microorganisms in our bodies, particularly in the gut, is crucial for digestion, vitamin synthesis, immune system training, and pathogen protection. Disruptions to the microbiome, dysbiosis, are linked to various health problems. A fiber-rich diet, probiotics, and prebiotics can promote a healthy microbiome. Fact 4. The wonders of plant communication. Plants, often perceived as passive inhabitants of our world, are in fact sophisticated communicators. They engage in complex interactions with each other, with other organisms, and with their environment, using a variety of chemical signals, electrical impulses, and even airborne words. Unveiling the secrets of plant communication reveals a hidden world of botanical intelligence and cooperation. One of the most well-studied forms of plant communication is chemical signaling. Plants release volatile organic compounds, VOCs, into the air, which can be detected by neighboring plants. These VOCs can act as warning signals, alerting other plants to the presence of herbivores or pathogens. For example, when a plant is attacked by caterpillars, it may release VOCs that attract parasitic wasps. These wasps lay their eggs inside the caterpillars, eventually killing them. Neighboring plants that detect the VOCs may then produce their own defensive compounds, making themselves less attractive to the caterpillars. Plants also communicate with each other through their roots. Mycorrhizal fungi, which form symbiotic relationships with plant roots, act as a conduit for the exchange of nutrients and information. These fungi form vast networks in the soil, connecting the roots of different plants. Through these mycorrhizal networks, plants can share resources, such as water and nutrients, with each other. They can also transmit warning signals about impending threats. For example, if one plant is attacked by a pathogen, it can send a warning signal through the mycorrhizal network to neighboring plants, allowing them to activate their defenses. Plants also communicate with other organisms, such as pollinators and seed dispersers. Flowers produce a variety of scents and colors to attract pollinators, such as bees and butterflies. These signals guide the pollinators to the nectar and pollen, which the plants need for reproduction. Fruits also produce signals to attract seed dispersers, such as birds and mammals. The color, scent, and taste of fruits signal to animals that the fruit is ripe and ready to be eaten. When the animals eat the fruit, they disperse the seeds to new locations. Recent research has also revealed that plants can communicate using electrical signals. Plants generate electrical impulses that can travel through their tissues, similar to the way that nerve impulses travel through animal nervous systems. These electrical signals can be used to coordinate plant responses to environmental stimuli, such as changes in light, temperature, and water availability. The study of plant communication is a rapidly growing field, and scientists are constantly discovering new ways that plants interact with each other and with their environment. Understanding plant communication is not only fascinating from a scientific perspective, but it also has practical implications for agriculture and conservation. By understanding how plants communicate, we can develop new strategies for protecting plants from pests and diseases, for improving crop yields, and for restoring degraded ecosystems. For example, we could potentially use VOCs to attract beneficial insects to crops, or we could use mycorrhizal networks to improve the resilience of plants to drought and other environmental stresses. The world of plant communication is a hidden world of botanical intelligence and cooperation. By learning to listen to the words of plants, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the complexity and interconnectedness of the natural world. Plants communicate through chemical signals, VOCs, mycorrhizal networks, and electrical impulses. They warn each other of threats, share resources, attract pollinators, and coordinate responses to the environment. Understanding plant communication has implications for agriculture and conservation. It reveals a hidden world of botanical intelligence and cooperation. Fact 5. The enigmatic world of black holes. Black holes, those cosmic behemoths with gravity so intense that nothing, not even light, can escape, represent some of the most extreme and fascinating objects in the universe. They are not merely cosmic vacuum cleaners, but rather complex and dynamic entities that warp space-time and influence the evolution of galaxies. Delving into the world of black holes reveals the ultimate limits of gravity and the bizarre nature of space-time. Black holes are formed from the remnants of massive stars that have exhausted their nuclear fuel. When a massive star reaches the end of its life, it collapses under its own gravity. If the star is massive enough, the collapse will continue until all of its matter is compressed into an infinitely small point called singularity. Around the singularity is a boundary called the event horizon. The event horizon is the point of no return. Anything that crosses the event horizon is trapped inside the black hole and can never escape. The size of a black hole is determined by its mass. The more massive a black hole is, the larger its event horizon. The radius of the event horizon is known as the Schwarzschild radius. For a black hole with the mass of the Sun, the Schwarzschild radius is about 3 kilometers, 9 miles. Black holes come in a variety of sizes. Stellar mass black holes are formed from the collapse of individual stars and typically have masses ranging from a few times the mass of the Sun to a few tens of times the mass of the Sun. Supermassive black holes reside at the centers of most galaxies and can have masses ranging from millions to billions of times the mass of the Sun. There is also evidence for intermediate mass black holes, which have masses between stellar mass black holes and supermassive black holes. Black holes are not directly visible, as they do not emit light. However, they can be detected indirectly by their gravitational effects on surrounding matter. For example, when a black hole passes in front of a distant star, the star's light is bent around the black hole due to gravitational lensing. This effect can be used to measure the mass and location of the black hole. Black holes can also be detected by the radiation emitted by matter falling into them. As matter spirals towards a black hole, it forms a swirling disk called an accretion disk. The matter in the accretion disk is heated to millions of degrees Celsius due to friction, causing it to emit intense X-rays and other forms of radiation. Black holes play a significant role in the evolution of galaxies. Supermassive black holes at the centers of galaxies can influence the formation of stars and the distribution of gas and dust. They can also trigger powerful jets of particles that can extend for millions of light years into space. The study of black holes is a frontier of modern astrophysics. Scientists are using a variety of techniques, including gravitational wave astronomy, to probe the properties of black holes and to test our understanding of gravity. Black holes are formed from the collapse of massive stars, possessing gravity so strong that nothing escapes. They have an event horizon, a point of no return, and their size is determined by mass. They can be detected by gravitational lensing and radiation from accretion disks. Supermassive black holes influence galaxy evolution. Fact 6. The universe's accelerating expansion and dark energy. The universe is not only expanding, but its expansion is accelerating. This groundbreaking discovery, made in the late 1990s, has revolutionized our understanding of cosmology and led to the concept of dark energy, a mysterious force that is driving the accelerated expansion. The expansion of the universe was first observed by Edwin Hubble in the 1920s. Hubble discovered that galaxies are moving away from us, and that the farther away a galaxy is, the faster it is receding. This relationship, known as Hubble's law, provides strong evidence that the universe is expanding. For many years, astronomers believed that the expansion of the universe was slowing down due to the gravitational pull of matter. However, in the late 1990s, two independent teams of astronomers, led by Saul Perlmutter, Brian P. Schmidt, and Adam G. Rees, made a surprising discovery. They were studying distant supernovae, exploding stars, to measure the rate of expansion of the universe. To their surprise, they found that the supernovae were fainter than expected, indicating that they were farther away than previously thought. This meant that the universe was expanding faster in the past than it is today. In other words, the expansion of the universe is accelerating. The discovery of the accelerating expansion of the universe was a major scientific breakthrough. It challenged our understanding of gravity and the nature of the universe. To explain the accelerating expansion, cosmologists proposed the existence of dark energy, a mysterious form of energy that permeates all of space. Dark energy is thought to make up about 68% of the total energy density of the universe. Unlike matter, which exerts a gravitational pull, dark energy exerts a negative pressure, causing the universe to expand at an accelerating rate. The nature of dark energy is one of the biggest mysteries in modern cosmology. One possibility is that dark energy is a cosmological constant, a constant energy density that is inherent in the fabric of space. Another possibility is that dark energy is a dynamic field, similar to the Higgs field, which is responsible for giving particles their mass. Whatever its nature, dark energy is having a profound impact on the evolution of the universe. As the universe expands, the density of matter decreases, while the density of dark energy remains constant. This means that dark energy is becoming increasingly dominant, and its influence on the expansion of the universe is growing stronger over time. In the distant future, the accelerating expansion of the universe will have dramatic consequences. Galaxies will become increasingly isolated from each other as the space between them expands. Eventually, the observable universe will become empty as all the galaxies recede beyond the horizon. The discovery of the accelerating expansion of the universe and the concept of dark energy have opened up new avenues of research in cosmology. Scientists are using a variety of techniques to study dark energy, including measuring the distances to distant supernovae, mapping the distribution of galaxies, and studying the cosmic microwave background, the afterglow of the Big Bang. Understanding the nature of dark energy is one of the most important challenges facing cosmologists today. Solving this mystery will not only deepen our understanding of the universe, but it may also reveal new fundamental laws of physics. The universe's expansion is accelerating, driven by a mysterious force called dark energy, which makes up about 68% of the universe's energy density. This discovery challenges our understanding of gravity and the future of the universe, as galaxies will become increasingly isolated. Unraveling the mystery of dark energy is a major challenge for cosmologists. Fact 7. The symphony of the stellar life cycle. The universe, in its vastness, is a cosmic ballet of birth, life, and death on an unimaginable scale. Stars, those distant points of light that twinkle in the night sky, are not eternal fixtures. They are dynamic entities, undergoing profound transformations throughout their existence. Their life cycle, a captivating symphony of nuclear fusion and gravitational forces, dictates their fate and shapes the very fabric of the cosmos. At the heart of this stellar odyssey lies the nebula, a vast cloud of interstellar gas and dust, the birthplace of stars. Within these nebulous nurseries, gravity, the architect of the universe, begins its work. Over eons, gravity draws the diffuse matter of the nebula together, causing it to coalesce into denser and denser regions. As the cloud collapses, it begins to spin faster and faster, like a cosmic ballerina executing a pirouette. The increasing density and rotation generate heat, igniting the core of the collapsing cloud. This nascent star, known as a protostar, is not yet capable of the nuclear fusion that defines true stars. It is a simmering cauldron of gravitational energy, slowly building towards ignition. As more and more matter accretes onto the protostar, the pressure and temperature at its core continue to rise. Finally, after millions of years, the core temperature reaches a critical threshold, around 10 million degrees Celsius. At this point, the incredible heat overcomes the electrostatic repulsion between hydrogen atoms, allowing them to fuse together. This is the moment of stellar birth, the ignition of a sustained nuclear reaction. Hydrogen nuclei fuse to form helium, releasing tremendous amounts of energy in the process. This energy, in the form of photons and neutrinos, streams outward, pushing against the inward pull of gravity and establishing a delicate balance. The star enters its main sequence phase, a period of relative stability where it spends the majority of its life. The duration of this phase depends primarily on the star's mass. Massive stars, with their immense gravitational pressure, burn through their fuel at an astonishing rate, living fast and dying young. Smaller stars, on the other hand, consume their fuel much more slowly, enjoying lifespans that can stretch for billions or even trillions of years. During the main sequence, the star shines steadily, its energy output determined by the rate of hydrogen fusion in its core. This is the phase our own sun is currently in, diligently converting hydrogen into helium and bathing our planet in life-giving light and warmth. Eventually, the star exhausts the hydrogen fuel in its core. The core contracts under gravity, causing the surrounding layers of hydrogen to heat up and begin fusing. This process, known as hydrogen shell burning, generates even more energy, causing the star to expand dramatically into a red giant. The red giant phase is a period of dramatic change and instability. The star's outer layers cool and become less dense, giving a reddish hue. As the core continues to contract, it may eventually become hot enough to fuse helium into heavier elements like carbon and oxygen. The fate of the red giant depends on its mass. For stars like our Sun, the core will eventually become inert, unable to sustain further fusion. The outer layers of the star are gently ejected into space, forming a planetary nebula, a beautiful and intricate shell of glowing gas. The remaining core, now devoid of nuclear fuel, collapses into a white dwarf, a small, dense object that slowly cools and fades over billions of years. For more massive stars, the red giant phase is a prelude to a more dramatic and violent end. As the core continues to contract and heat, it can fuse progressively heavier elements, from carbon and oxygen to silicon and iron. Each stage of fusion releases energy, but the efficiency decreases with increasing atomic mass. Eventually, the core becomes composed primarily of iron. Iron is the most stable element, and its fusion does not release energy. Instead, it absorbs energy, causing the core to rapidly collapse. This collapse triggers a catastrophic supernova explosion, one of the most energetic events in the universe. During a supernova, the star's outer layers are violently ejected into space, enriching the interstellar medium with heavy elements synthesized in the star's core. These heavy elements are the building blocks of future stars and planets, including our own. The supernova explosion can outshine entire galaxies for a brief period, leaving behind a remnant. The nature of the remnant depends on the mass of the original star. For less massive stars, the remnant may be a neutron star, an incredibly dense object composed primarily of neutrons. A neutron star is so dense that a teaspoonful of its material would weigh billions of tons on Earth. For the most massive stars, the remnant is a black hole, a region of space-time where gravity is so strong that nothing, not even light, can escape. Black holes are enigmatic objects that warp the fabric of space-time and represent the ultimate endpoint of stellar evolution. The stellar life cycle, from nebula to white dwarf, neutron star, or black hole, is a testament to the dynamic and ever-changing nature of the universe. It is a cycle of creation and destruction, where the remnants of old stars are recycled into new ones. It is a symphony of nuclear fusion and gravitational forces, shaping the cosmos and enriching it with the elements necessary for life. Stars are born from nebulas, go through a main sequence phase powered by hydrogen fusion, expand into red giants, and then either gently shed their outer layers to become white dwarfs or explode as supernovas, leaving behind neutron stars or black holes. It's a beautiful and powerful cycle. Fact 8. The deep sea, an alien world on Earth. The deep sea, the vast expanse of ocean that lies beyond the reach of sunlight, is perhaps the most unexplored and mysterious environment on our planet. Plunging into this realm is like venturing into an alien world, a place of perpetual darkness, crushing pressure, and otherworldly life forms. It's a realm where the familiar rules of terrestrial ecosystems are rewritten and where survival demands extraordinary adaptations. Sunlight, the engine of life on the surface, cannot penetrate the deep sea. Only faint traces of light, primarily blue wavelengths, reach depths of a few hundred meters. Below that, it is a world of eternal night. Photosynthesis, the process by which plants and algae convert sunlight into energy, is impossible. This means that the foundation of the food web in the deep sea must be based on alternative sources of energy. One of the most remarkable discoveries in deep sea biology was the discovery of hydrothermal vents. These vents are fissures in the ocean floor that release superheated water laden with chemicals from the Earth's interior. The water can reach temperatures of up to 400 degrees Celsius, 750 degrees Fahrenheit, but it doesn't boil due to the immense pressure. Around these hydrothermal vents, thriving ecosystem exists independent of sunlight. Instead of photosynthesis, the primary producers in this ecosystem are chemosynthetic bacteria. These bacteria use the chemicals dissolved in the vent fluids, such as hydrogen sulfide and methane, as a source of energy to produce organic matter. The chemosynthetic bacteria form the base of the food web, supporting a diverse community of invertebrates, including giant tube worms, clams, and shrimp. These animals have evolved unique adaptations to survive in this extreme environment. For example, giant tube worms lack a digestive system and rely entirely on symbiotic bacteria living inside their tissues to provide them with nutrients. The deep sea is also home to a wide variety of bizarre and fascinating creatures. Many deep sea fish have evolved bioluminescence, the ability to produce their own light. Bioluminescence is used for a variety of purposes, including attracting prey, communicating with potential mates, and deterring predators. The anglerfish, with its bioluminescent lure dangling in front of its mouth, is perhaps one of the most iconic examples of deep-sea bioluminescence. The lure attracts unsuspecting prey, which are then quickly snapped up by the anglerfish's large jaws. Other deep-sea creatures have evolved unique physical adaptations to cope with the extreme pressure. The pressure in the deep sea can reach hundreds of times the pressure at the surface. To withstand this pressure, many deep-sea animals have soft, gelatinous bodies and lack swim bladders, air-filled sacs that help fish maintain buoyancy. The deep sea is not just a place of bizarre creatures and extreme environments. It also plays a crucial role in the Earth's climate and carbon cycle. The deep sea is a major reservoir of carbon, storing vast amounts of organic matter that sinks from the surface waters. This carbon sequestration helps to regulate the Earth's climate by removing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. However, the deep sea is also facing increasing threats from human activities. Deep sea trawling, a destructive fishing practice that involves dragging heavy nets across the ocean floor, can devastate deep sea ecosystems, destroying fragile habitats and wiping out entire communities of organisms. Pollution, including plastic pollution, is also a growing concern in the deep sea. Plastic debris can accumulate on the ocean floor, entangling marine animals and disrupting food webs. Climate change is also impacting the deep sea. As the ocean absorbs more carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, it becomes more acidic. Ocean acidification can harm deep-sea organisms, particularly those with shells or skeletons made of calcium carbonate. The deep sea is a fragile and vulnerable ecosystem that deserves our protection. We need to reduce our impact on the deep sea by adopting sustainable fishing practices, reducing pollution, and mitigating climate change. By doing so, we can help ensure that this alien world on Earth continues to thrive for generations to come. Summary: the deep sea is a dark, high-pressure environment teeming with unique life adapted to survive without sunlight. Hydrothermal vents support chemosynthetic ecosystems, and bioluminescence is common. The deep sea plays a vital role in climate regulation, but is threatened by human activities. It's a world of bizarre beauty and ecological importance that needs our protection. Fact 9. The fascinating process of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, the process by which plants, algae, and some bacteria convert light energy into chemical energy, is arguably the most important biological process on Earth. It is the foundation of most food chains, providing the energy and organic molecules that sustain life. Understanding the fascinating process of photosynthesis reveals the elegance and efficiency of nature's solar energy conversion system. Photosynthesis takes place in organelles called chloroplasts, which are found in the cells of plants and algae. Chloroplasts contain a green pigment called chlorophyll, which absorbs light energy. Photosynthesis involves two main stages: the light-dependent reactions and the light-independent reactions, also known as the Calvin cycle. The light-dependent reactions occur in the thylakoid membranes of the chloroplasts. In these reactions, light energy is absorbed by chlorophyll and used to split water molecules into oxygen, protons, and electrons. The oxygen is released into the atmosphere, while the protons and electrons are used to generate ADP, adenosine triphosphate, and NADPH, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. ADP and NADPH are energy-carrying molecules that will be used in the light-independent reactions. The light-independent reactions, or Calvin cycle, occur in the stroma, the fluid-filled space surrounding the thylakoids in the chloroplasts. In this cycle, carbon dioxide from the atmosphere is incorporated into organic molecules, such as glucose, using the energy from ADP and NADPH generated during the light-dependent reactions. The overall equation for photosynthesis is 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus light energy C6H12O6 plus 6O2. This equation shows that photosynthesis uses carbon dioxide and water to produce glucose, a sugar, and oxygen. Photosynthesis is not a perfectly efficient process. Some of the light energy absorbed by chlorophyll is lost as heat. However, plants have evolved a variety of mechanisms to maximize the efficiency of photosynthesis. For example, some plants have specialized structures called C4 pathways or CM pathways that help them to concentrate carbon dioxide in their leaves, reducing photorespiration, a process that can reduce the efficiency of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is essential for life on Earth. It provides the oxygen that we breathe and the food that we eat. It also plays a crucial role in regulating the Earth's climate by removing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Human activities, such as deforestation and the burning of fossil fuels, are increasing the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, which can lead to climate change. Protecting forests and reducing our reliance on fossil fuels are essential for maintaining the health of our planet and ensuring the continued success of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants convert light energy into chemical energy using carbon dioxide and water to produce glucose and oxygen. It involves light-dependent and light-independent reactions, Calvin cycle. Chlorophyll absorbs light energy, and ADP and NADPH provide energy for glucose production. Photosynthesis is essential for life, providing oxygen, food, and regulating climate. Fact 10. The phenomenon of bioluminescence. Bioluminescence, the production and emission of light by living organisms, is a widespread and fascinating phenomenon found in a variety of marine and terrestrial species. This natural light show, often observed in the deep sea, serves various purposes, from attracting prey to deterring predators. Understanding the phenomenon of bioluminescence reveals the remarkable adaptations and chemical processes that allow organisms to generate their own light. Bioluminescence is a type of chemiluminescence, which is the production of light as a result of a chemical reaction. In bioluminescent organisms, the chemical reaction typically involves a light-emitting molecule called luciferin and an enzyme called luciferase. The specific chemical reaction varies depending on the species, but in general, luciferin reacts with oxygen in the presence of luciferase, producing light, water, and other byproducts. The color of the light emitted depends on the type of luciferin and luciferase involved. Bioluminescence is most common in marine organisms, particularly in the deep sea, where sunlight is absent. Many species of bacteria, fungi, invertebrates, and fish are bioluminescent. In the deep sea, bioluminescence serves a variety of purposes. Some organisms use bioluminescence to attract prey. For example, the anglerfish has a bioluminescent lure that dangles in front of its mouth, attracting unsuspecting prey. Other organisms use bioluminescence to deter predators. For example, some species of jellyfish emit a bright flash of light when threatened, startling potential predators. Bioluminescence is also used for communication. Some species of fish use bioluminescent signals to attract mates or to signal their presence to other members of their species. On land, bioluminescence is less common, but is found in some species of insects, fungi, and bacteria. Fireflies are perhaps the most well-known example of bioluminescent insects. Fireflies use bioluminescence to attract mates. Bioluminescent fungi are found in forests around the world. These fungi emit a soft, greenish glow that can be seen at night. The function of bioluminescence in fungi is not fully understood, but may serve to attract insects that help to disperse the fungal spores. Bioluminescent bacteria are found in a variety of environments, including the ocean, soil, and the guts of animals. Some bioluminescent bacteria form symbiotic relationships with marine organisms, such as squid and fish. These bacteria provide the host organism with light, which can be used for camouflage or to attract prey. The study of bioluminescence has led to many important discoveries. For example, the enzyme luciferase is used in a variety of biomedical applications, including gene expression assays and drug screening. Bioluminescence is the production of light by living organisms through chemical reactions involving luciferin and luciferase. It's common in marine life, serving to attract prey, deter predators, and communicate. On land, fireflies and some fungi exhibit bioluminescence. Fact 11. The quantum world, where reality gets weird. The quantum world, the realm of atoms and subatomic particles, is a place where the familiar laws of classical physics break down. It's a realm governed by probability, uncertainty, and phenomena that defy our everyday intuition. Stepping into the quantum world is like entering a bizarre and enchanting landscape where reality itself seems to bend and warp. One of the most fundamental concepts in quantum mechanics is quantization. In the classical world, quantities like energy and momentum can take on any value. However, in the quantum world, these quantities are quantized, meaning they can only exist in discrete, specific values. Imagine a staircase where you can only stand on specific steps, not in between them. This is analogous to how energy levels are quantized in atoms. Electrons can only occupy certain energy levels, and when they jump between these levels, they emit or absorb energy in the form of photons, packets of light with specific energies. Another cornerstone of quantum mechanics is wave-particle duality, one of the most fundamental paradoxes in physics. It states that every particle or quantum entity may be described as both a particle and a wave. This concept seems utterly contradictory, but has been confirmed countless times through experiments. Consider the electron, a fundamental particle of matter. We often think of electrons as tiny, negatively charged particles orbiting the nucleus of an atom. However, when electrons are fired through a double slit, they create an interference pattern, a phenomenon characteristic of waves. This suggests that electrons can behave as waves, even though they are also particles. The famous double-slit experiment beautifully illustrates wave-particle duality. In this experiment, particles, such as electrons, are fired one at a time towards a screen with two slits in it. Behind the screen is a detector that registers where the particles land. If the particles were behaving as classical particles, we would expect them to pass through one slit or the other and form two distinct bands on the detector screen. However, what actually happens is that the particles create an interference pattern on the screen, similar to the pattern created by water waves passing through two slits. This interference pattern is a result of the wave-like nature of the particles interfering with themselves as they pass through the slits. Perhaps the most mind-bending aspect of the double-slit experiment is what happens when we try to observe which slit the particle goes through. When we place a detector at one of the slits, the interference pattern disappears, and the particles behave as classical particles, forming two distinct bands on the screen. This suggests that the act of observation itself influences the behavior of the particles. This leads us to another key concept in quantum mechanics, the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. This principle states that there is a fundamental limit to how precisely we can know certain pairs of physical properties of a particle, such as its position and momentum. The more precisely we know the position of a particle, the less precisely we can know its momentum, and vice versa. The uncertainty principle is not simply a limitation of our measurement tools. It is a fundamental property of the quantum world, a reflection of the inherent uncertainty in the nature of reality at the smallest scales. It implies that we can never know everything about a quantum system with perfect certainty. Another fascinating phenomenon in the quantum world is quantum entanglement. When two particles become entangled, their fates become intertwined, regardless of the distance separating them. If we measure a property of one entangled particle, we instantly know the corresponding property of the other particle, even if they are light years apart. This spooky action at a distance, as Einstein called it, seems to violate the principle of locality, which states that an object can only be influenced by its immediate surroundings. Quantum entanglement has been experimentally verified and is being explored for potential applications in quantum computing and quantum communication. Quantum mechanics has revolutionized our understanding of the universe and has led to countless technological advancements, including lasers, transistors, and medical imaging. It is a field of ongoing research and exploration, constantly challenging our assumptions about the nature of reality. The quantum world may seem strange and counterintuitive, but it is the foundation upon which our macroscopic world is built. Understanding the quantum world is essential for understanding the fundamental laws that govern the universe. The quantum world operates under principles like quantization, wave-particle duality, the uncertainty principle, and entanglement. These concepts challenge our classical understanding of reality and have profound implications for technology and our understanding of the universe. It's a world of probabilities and interconnectedness that operates very differently from what we experience every day. Fact 12. The geological timescale, a history of Earth. The geological timescale is a chronological representation of Earth's history, dividing it into eons, eras, periods, epochs, and ages. It is based on the study of rock layers, stratigraphy, fossils, and radiometric dating, providing a framework for understanding the sequence of events that have shaped our planet over billions of years. Exploring the geological timescale reveals the immense span of time and the dramatic changes that have occurred on Earth. The geological timescale is divided into four major eons: the Hadean, Archean, Proterozoic, and Phanerozoic. The Hadean Eon, 5 to 0 billion years ago, is the earliest eon in Earth's history. It is named after Hades, the Greek god of the underworld, because it was a time of intense volcanic activity, asteroid impacts, and extreme heat. During the Hadean Eon, the Earth formed from the accretion of dust and gas in the early solar system. The Earth's core, mantle, and crust differentiated during this eon. The Archean Eon, 0 to 5 billion years ago, is the second eon in Earth's history. It is characterized by the emergence of the first life forms, which were simple, single-celled organisms. The atmosphere during the Archean Eon was largely devoid of oxygen. The Proterozoic Eon, 5 billion to 541 million years ago, is the third eon in Earth's history. It is characterized by the evolution of more complex life forms, including the first multicellular organisms. The atmosphere became oxygenated during the Proterozoic Eon due to the activity of photosynthetic bacteria. The Phanerozoic Eon, 541 million years ago to the present, is the current Eon in Earth's history. It is characterized by the proliferation of diverse and complex life forms, including plants, animals, and fungi. The Phanerozoic Eon is divided into 3 eras: the Paleozoic, Mesozoic, and Cenozoic. The Paleozoic era, 541 to 252 million years ago, is known as the Age of Invertebrates. During the Paleozoic era, the first fish, amphibians, and reptiles evolved. The end of the Paleozoic era was marked by the Permian-Triassic extinction event, the largest mass extinction in Earth's history. The Mesozoic era, 252 to 66 million years ago, is known as the Age of Reptiles. During the Mesozoic era, the dinosaurs evolved and dominated the Earth. The Mesozoic era ended with the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event, which wiped out the dinosaurs and many other species. The Cenozoic era, 66 million years ago to the present, is known as the Age of Mammals. During the Cenozoic era, mammals diversified and became the dominant land animals. The Cenozoic era also saw the evolution of humans. The geological timescale is a powerful tool for understanding the history of our planet. By studying the geological timescale, we can learn about the formation of the Earth, the evolution of life, and the changes that have shaped our planet over billions of years. The geological timescale divides Earth's history into eons, eras, periods, and epochs. The Hadean was a time of Earth's formation. The Archean saw the first life. The Proterozoic brought oxygenation and multicellular life. And the Phanerozoic encompasses the Paleozoic, Age of Invertebrates, Mesozoic, Age of Reptiles, and Cenozoic, Age of Mammals.